Hi, okay, hello. So today I just wanted to go through the Restful Booker API. Um, for some people starting out with like Postman or API testing, you may have run across this book, or better yet, you may be even reading this book, Testing Web APIs by Mark Winteringham. In his book, he details or he mentions and as well uses some examples from his website, Restful Booker, which is actually made up of two parts. There's a demo website that you can use to test front end, like automation or manual testing or what have you. And then there's also the API testing of it. And here's just the actual documentation. So this is specifically what I wanted to go through in tandem with Postman for anybody who might just be like starting out or is just looking to kind of get an understanding of navigating the API sandbox here. But anyways, we'll start at the top and we'll start with the authentication. And so what this call is going to do is we're going to create a token, and this will help for any of the put or delete booking requests that we'll make later. But since it's at the top, let's just start with this pretty easy request. So we have Postman up here, and let's just go through it. So post, we know that this is a post request. Down here is the URL, so we'll copy this and paste that in here. And then when we move down to the example, we'll see our header here should be a content type application/JSON. And then our body should have a username, admin, and a password 123. Let's go back into Postman. So we'll check headers first. All right, I already kind of did this earlier, so some of this is filled in. But we already have a content type application JSON, and in our body we already have our username and password. So let's just go ahead and send that, and we should get a token, and that's our authentication token right here. We won't need that immediately, but we will very shortly. So let's just move down here. We have booking IDs, the get booking IDs rather. And so what that's going to do is that's going to get all of the booking IDs that are in the database. And so let's just do that. Make sure we set this to a GET request. We put in our URL/booking. Click send. And there we go. We have all of our booking IDs, various numbers. I'm not going to scroll through all of it. That would take quite a bit of time. But as you can see, it doesn't have specific information pertaining to each guest. So in the case that we wanted to look at that information, for example, our top number up here is 281. If we wanted to look at the 281 booking ID, we can just do a slash, put 281, hit send. And there we go. We have the information on the customer, John Smith, 111 for the total price. If we wanted to try another one, if we wanted to do booking ID number 1, we put in 1, hit send, and there we go. We got Jim Brown and all the information related to that ID. And I believe that covers get booking. Yeah, there we go. The documentation details putting the booking ID just after booking, and all the information that you should get as a response to your request. But let's say that we want to create a booking. We can do that as well. So we'll need to put in a post request. As you can see, it's very similar to the request that we put previously, with the exception that this should be set to post now. And then let's just double check here. Header should be content type application/JSON. And this is what we should send in the body. So let's just copy, paste that. Actually, I think this might already be filled in. Oh yeah, this is already filled in. I did some testing beforehand. Okay, yeah, so as you can see in our body, we have first name, last name, total price, deposit paid, all of the fields that should be filled in. But let's maybe fill this with some new information. Let's go Stewie Griffin. All the Family Guy heads out there. Total price $999. Let's just 000. Completely free. Actually no, let's do 111. Let's actually have like some numbers in there. And then let's send that. Let's create that booking. All right, cool. So our response back is a 200 OK. And we have all of the information that we entered in here, but on top of that, we have our booking ID now. So if we copy paste this 1704 and we look it up, there we go. We have all of our information for one Stewie Griffin. But what if we want to update that information? What if we want to go back into a data entry and we want to just edit that or update that rather? We want to put a put request. And then here is where we will need to use our authentication token from earlier. So you'll notice here in the headers from the JSON example here, we'll need a content type, we'll need an accept, and then we'll also need a cookie with the token with our authentication. Our authentication being like in this doc here, it says ABC123. What we want to do is we want to put our token that we got earlier and replace that. So let's just go into our create booking here. Let's put in the ID of the booking ID we just created because we're updating that. Let's make sure to check that we have our headers in there. I already have it from when I entered it in earlier. Let's put in the token that I should replace the token though. This is an old token. The platform does refresh every 10 minutes, so you might have information disappear on you while playing around in Postman. Okay, now let's go back to body and let's update it. Let's say let's update it to Chris Griffin. Actually, let's change a couple things. Chris Smith, and then the deposit paid is 123. Okay. Remember to change the request to put. Send that. Awesome. So if we go back to our GET request here, you'll notice that our previous response was Stewie Griffin, total price 111. When I send this again, we should get the updated information, and that should say Chris Smith. There we go, total price 123. So we've successfully updated our booking here. And then as well, there's partial update booking too, if you just wanted to change the first name or last name, or just wanted to update the check-in or check-out dates. But let's go to something a little bit more drastic here. Let's go to booking or delete booking, and this will take a delete request and just get rid of this entry completely. So now we have our request set to delete. Let's put in our booking ID 1704. Make sure our headers match what's in the doc. We don't need anything in the body. Yeah, and then let's send it. And when I send it, I should get, how I know it works is I should get a 201 created response. So we'll hit send here. Okay, awesome. 201 created response. And to just put a final cap on this test is when I hit send here to check the booking ID, I should get a not found. Awesome. There we go. So that entry 1704 does no longer exist. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, and that's all of the booking calls. I mean, there's like a last one down here for a health check to just kind of to check the current status that it's up and running. But that's a bulk of the documentation, and yeah, I hope that helps. Happy API testing.